Hey people, I figured I'd do a video doing a little bit of analysis of the Avengers trailer since my last video was pretty much me really excited just talking about how cool the trailer was and how excited I was about it and not really saying much about what was in it. So here we go with this. The trailer starts off with a shot of city skyline, probably New York, and goes into some other stuff with cars exploding, police officers aiming towards something in the sky. We've got Loki narrating, and it cuts to him in what is possibly a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. I think it might be the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, and he looks like he's rising up from the ground, looking very sinister in this shot. Here we have a close-up shot of Loki. You can see his eyes look very intense here. And what he's saying in the beginning of this trailer is, "You were made to be ruled." He's likely talking about humanity as a whole, the people of Midgard, as opposed to Asgard, the realm that he and Thor are from. We saw in Thor the movie that he has this negative feeling towards the frost giants, and they have been at war with the Asgardians, but it seems that he also has this kind of negative feeling towards the humans and has a feeling of superiority towards them, that they are lesser than the Asgardians and should be under them. Here we've got a shot of Nick Fury, and in the trailer, someone who sounds like Agent Coulson asks him, "What do we do?" And he replies, "We get ready." And that cuts into the whole action of setting up for bringing the Avengers together. We hear Nick Fury explaining the concept of the Avengers, his plan to bring together a group of remarkable people to fight these big battles that couldn't be handled by anyone else. And we get shots of the different heroes. We see Steve looking at his new costume. Quick shot of Thor here. Here we have a shot of Bruce Banner. This will be the first time we've seen Bruce Banner since 2008, when he looked considerably more Edward Norton-like. Anyway, judging by his surroundings in this shot, it looks like he's still on the run. And at the end of The Incredible Hulk, we have this shot of Bruce Banner woefully inducing the Hulk state. And he has this smile on his face, kind of a smirk. So this led to a lot of speculation whether he was maybe being possessed by Loki or if he was gaining control over the Hulk. So, judging by this, I'm going to say that he probably doesn't have complete control of the Hulk. And I don't think Bruce Banner has ever gained complete control over Hulk in the comics, so that's not really surprising. But it's possible that he might have more control over the Hulk than he did at the Incredible Hulk. But we'll see where Bruce Banner is when we pick up. Quick shot of Steve Rogers hitting the punching bag, the same shot we saw after the credits of Captain America. Here we have a shot of Hawkeye. Hawkeye is the Avenger we know least at this point. We saw a quick cameo of him in Thor, but we really haven't gotten a feel for his personality or what he looks like in action. So I'm kind of excited to see Hawkeye in this movie and learn what this character is like in the movie form. Here we have Black Widow, who was introduced in Iron Man 2 when she went undercover to keep an eye on Tony Stark. And it'll be interesting to see if that relationship evolves at all in this movie, how much material they're going to have between the two of them, since for most of Iron Man 2 she was just kind of completely pretending to be someone else, and they didn't really have much of a relationship afterward when she was revealed to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Here we have a shot of Loki, and it looks like he's in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody here, but I would assume that this is before the scene of the beginning of the trailer where it looks like he's about to do some damage. And knowing the manipulative planner that Loki is, he is probably positioning himself to gain some sort of advantage or something that he wants within S.H.I.E.L.D. Likely the Cosmic Cube, as we saw he was interested in at the end of Thor. Here we have a shot of the Quinjet, which is this special plane that the Avengers use to fly around in. And it looks like it's been hit by something and is going down. Quick shot of Tony Stark, who is arguably at this point the most popular Avenger. And we have the Iron Man armor. We've got a shot here of Captain America looking down on Iron Man. Here we have a shot that I think a lot of people probably didn't pay very close attention to, but it might be very significant to the plot of the movie. Nick Fury is talking to Thor here, asking him, "What are you prepared to do?" And I believe this relates to Thor's conflict in the movie of his brother being the bad guy. Thor obviously doesn't want to kill his own brother, but he is obligated to stop him. I mean, he does want to protect the people of Earth. So, while for everyone else on the team, Loki is just this bad guy to take down, for Thor, it's a more personal relationship, and he likely wants to somehow save him from himself. So, Thor probably has a desire to protect him from the other Avengers while still trying to take him down. Another shot of Steve Rogers in his new costume. Thor's new sleeveless look. This scene right here was one of the most entertaining parts of the trailer for me. We see Steve Rogers and Tony Stark clash here, and there's some very entertaining dialogue between them. Steve and Tony are very different characters. Steve comes from very humble beginnings, and even after he's turned into the super soldier, he's still a very humble person. Tony has been kind of raised in the spotlight. He's very arrogant. Even after he learns his lessons in Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and becomes more responsible, he's still very full of himself. So their personalities really don't mesh very easily. But I'd like to see kind of an evolution in their relationship over the course of this movie, and hopefully a sequel or two if they get to be made, as they become closer and gain a better understanding and respect for each other, as we see them eventually do in the comics. Here we have Nick Fury looking pretty badass about to shoot a rocket launcher, and if you think about it, this movie has just about every type of action you could possibly want. You've got guns, rockets, explosions, you've got the kind of more sci-fi tech action with Iron Man, you've got more fantasy action with Thor and Loki, you've got whatever the heck these blasts are coming from the sky with aliens or whatever Loki's allied with. You've got martial arts kind of violence with Black Widow. It's everything. And it seems pretty crazy, but if you think about it, it's really cool how well and naturally this is all looking like it fits together, judging by this trailer. We've got a cool action shot of Captain America sliding over a car, and I've got high hopes for Captain America in this movie. I was a little bit disappointed in the action of his solo movie. I didn't think that it showcased him very well, but since he is fighting alongside some pretty impressive people, I'm hoping that they'll step his game up for this movie. Pretty cool shot of Hawkeye here sliding and shooting his bow and arrow as something is coming down in the background, and I'm really curious to find out what is attacking the city in this movie. They've kept this under wraps pretty well. We've seen set pictures that show some type of alien weaponry, but we don't know if it's alien or Atlantean or some other realm or what. So it's a cool little mystery that we've got going here. Here we have a shot of Thor and Captain America fighting, and we really don't know what's going on here. Whether it's a real fight and there's some serious conflict going on, or it's something else. If I were to guess, I'd say it was some sort of training exercise. With the team having to fight Loki, a powerful Asgardian, maybe they want to prepare by training against their own powerful Asgardian, but who knows? We'll see. There's some kind of explosion in their facility. Here we have Captain America looking pretty cool shooting a gun. Here we see the Quinjet flying into the city, and if you look closely in the background, you can see Stark Tower. So that might serve as the Avengers' base of operations, or their home, kind of, for this period of the movie, if the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier is not their base. This is kind of a blurry shot here, but we can make out Loki strangling Tony Stark, possibly about to throw him against something. But without the Iron Man suit, Tony Stark really isn't very equipped to handle Loki. Captain America gets thrown out the window and lands on a car. Here we see Thor in the middle of this big city battle, which is likely the climax of the movie. The same scene that we saw Hawkeye in before when he was sliding and shooting the arrow, and was shown at the beginning of the trailer where the cars were blowing up and everything. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty big, exciting scene here. Here we have Loki brandishing some sort of weapon. I don't know if it's at all related to the Cosmic Cube, but it's definitely not the same long staff that he used during Thor. More energy blasts coming from above and explosions. Here we see a battle-damaged Thor and Captain America looking towards the sky, towards this mysterious thing that we still can't see, and it's a little bit frustrating, but still pretty exciting. And after some talk from Tony Stark about if we can't save the world, then we'll avenge it, we see Iron Man flying towards the city in this shot. And the build-up to this shot in the trailer, judging by the music and everything, was building towards something a little bit cooler than this, in my opinion. Like, I would have hoped to see a shot of the team assembled and fighting or something, but this isn't bad. And since we've got so long before the movie comes out, maybe they just want to save some cool stuff for later. Got a funny little exchange between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner here. We see the start of the Hulk transformation, and the trailer ends with a close-up shot of the Hulk's face, who looks really good in my opinion. So that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and tune in next time.